Let me present your death. Bam. Okay. Now that I let him get his spiel out the way, let's actually take care of it. Welcome everyone to a game by the name of StraightJacket. It is in the presentation of a comic book or graphic novel. It is pretty interesting. Now, I've played it not too long ago, about 20-ish minutes, but the recording corrupted. So we have to do it again. So let's go. Had a good voice going and everything. Good morrow there, my little, what did he say? My little mayfly. You finally coming to? I need you fully cognizant to test a theory of mine. A theory? While he's talking to spiel, I'm going to examine things. Yes. We got a big red button here. I'm assuming that when he pushes it, I get dropped into the pit of snakes below me. That's the pit of snakes down there. A big pit of almost certainly venomous snakes. The fire up here. Cozy fire. I wonder how much it costs to get installed. Chair. That's a very fancy chair for a man who dresses like a sideshow act. I don't think he knows how unintentionally funny he is. There's a cat. Cute cat. Whatever I do, I should avoid hurting it if I can. An Unraveler, that's his name. A supervillain. He used to pretend to be mere a stage magician. And this gun here, he's got a revolver on him. He's not the kind of person who's afraid to use it either. So, I just go by Hank now. So, pedestrian. Why do you insist on throwing your lot in with the hoi polloi at every opportunity? I just don't like my old name. It's childish. Mayfly. Nonsense. It's a symbol of hope. Seemingly soft and frail, yet with surprising tenacity, a romantic non-de-plume. To return to your given name, disappointing. Now I'm sure you're wondering just what exactly this all is. Why such a convoluted setup other than as a nod to the greats, of course. The why, the real why of you being trussed up in such a manner. You just love tying me up. Oh, I won't lie, I do find power a bit titillating. Soft, hard, political, physical, financial, emotional, really just all of it. Control is the only thing that matters in this world. There is only the inevitability of death and the cold, pointless rat race of the Sisyphean towers of greed that compete over fictional tokens to trade and hoard. You, my dearest Mayfly, are not my equal. You are perhaps physically my superior in most ways. I believe I might be a few inches taller. However, despite little care you give the husk that carries around your anima, you are physically impressive. He's put me over. I have spent my entire life caring for mine, and I am above average athlete at the best of times. However, physical prowess is rarely the true measure of a man. You are not my equal intellectually. You are at best a blue-collar slob and at worst a white-collar buffoon. I do not even think you're a very quick thinker. Your reaction times actually seem a bit below average. So that leads me to the question, and thus the theory. How does he do it? How does he beat all those bad guys? How did he unravel the unraveler's plan? A plan that took years of planning. Tireless nights. I did not sleep for an entire summer. And you? I think that you have a superpower. I'm not 100% on exactly what it is or how it works. However, you are going to die today if you don't have one. In a few seconds, I'm going to drop you into that pit of snakes and you will die. Unless I'm right, then you'll escape. Somehow, miraculously. Probability control, mind control, illusion powers. I guess I'll just have to figure it out, won't I? Now, without further ado, Mr. Mayfly, let me present your death. Bam. Okay. Now that I let him get his spiel out the way, let's actually take care of him. So there's a window behind us. The window is too far away, not to mention sturdy. I don't think it'll help me right now. I think this will, though. It is a very heavy book, heavy enough to set off that big button with the slight toss. Let's rewind it a bit more. Let's grab the book. Which in turn knocked the bookcase over the pit. So if we fall in there, we'll be good for a bit. Well, you made yourself a little bridge to keep yourself from falling on the snakes, did you? Clever. You do always seem to think your way out of your problems. Tell me, Master Mayfly, can you outthink a bullet? I think we'll have to see, won't we? I guess we'll have to see, won't we? Yes, I guess we shall. Goodbye, Mayfly. Okay, he shoots again, but we're gonna rewind. Give me a minute and maybe. I think I've given you enough time. Goodbye. No, we're not going anywhere. I guess I'll buy you a drink in hell. Always the romantic. You are not what I would have picked for a rival, but you do have a spark of the sublime. Goodbye. Actually, no. Let's ask about that gun. Oh, the gun. The gun, yes. Why the gun? Good question. I'm going to shoot you through your left eye if for any reason my whole drop you into a pit of deadly snakes plan doesn't work out the way I intend. Simple, cold, and effective. The perfect way to test just how killable you really are. Okay, we asked about the gun. Let's ask about his cat. To stall some more. Oh yes, my sweet little Nicolo. The joy of my hearth. You know, they say a cat becomes the soul of the home. I have found that to be true. Most people seem to think I named her after Nikola Tesla. No. That delusional dullard who fell in love with a pigeon and thought he could put massive lighting, shooting machines on top of every roof in every city. My sweet little fudge is named after Niccolo Machiavelli, a man whose thoughts and postulations on the nature of power were so astute and insightful, you could argue he's still pulling the strings of politics to this very day. Yet, of course, maligned not only in his own time, but still to this day. Misunderstood by the rabble as they misunderstand everything. Now back to our death, but we're gonna avoid that. We're gonna use the book on that button right now. What would Hank do? And it seems like we avoided yet another of his tricks. But I'm not sure if that's all we could do. Thank you for playing. Let's go back in and see if we can get some more dialogue options. Ask about the cat again. Do all that to buy ourselves some time. Gonna ask about the pit of snakes. It's a bit gaudy, but something more elegant would have felt out of place. It's straightforward. You're suspended above a pit of deadly vipers. Well, no, they're not vipers. If we're being accurate, they're faint-banded sea snakes or Hydrophus belcher. Incredibly venomous and not that shy about sinking their fangs into humans. Even with an anti-venom, most don't last an hour. That's from a single bite. When I press this big red button, the rope will let you loose into the pit and your only companions will be hundreds of these snakes. Dozens of them will bite you. Your death will be slow-ish. A few minutes, very painful and quite permanent. I'm looking forward to pressing this button. Where were we? Ah, yes. I was hinting at my theory. Now, we last said a theory. Let's go with Unraveler, you fiend. If only my abilities are entirely terrestrial. However, can the same be said of you, Mayfly? Don't you get tired of this? Tired of this. A battle of wits between two old friends. No, my dear, I never grow tired of this. It's kind of fun. Exhilarating is the term I'd use. Two great wills pitted against one another. All the cards seem to be in my hand, but I've been here before. Now, I'm sure you're wondering just what exactly this all is. Okay, we heard all that. Select something different. It's boring. You're boring. The only interesting about you is how you... wait a minute. That's an odd place. The only thing interesting about you is how you manage to be more than you seem. You're confusing, Mayfly. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, okay, we already heard. Go back. Let's call him boring. No, I am not. I am classic. I believe that things are worth doing. What? I believe that things that are worth doing with a little dignity and a touch of style. Now, I'm sure you're wondering just what exactly, yep, said that already. Now, if we say that to him, he's just going to shoot us immediately. So, you just love tying me up? Yeah, we already went through that one. Just get along with your annoying spiel. Yes, you know me well. I do like to talk. I don't get to do it often with someone who I know is really listening. That's the great part about conversations with people you're planning to kill. Every word matters. Every moment is intimate in ways that nothing else can be. You're the only one I've talked with like this who's still alive, which is quite frustrating. You, my dearest Mayfly, are not my equal. You are perhaps physically my superior in many ways. We have heard this already. Let me present your death. Okay, that's where he shoots us. So let's go ahead and grab this book before things go south. guess we'll have to see, won't we? Use the book. Gets us out of this sticky situation once and for all. And we made it out. And that's all we have. And that has been Hank StraightJacket. Very short, but interesting.